It's Tuesday, May 4th, 2021, and this is The Inbox with Greg Nibler. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I am Greg Nibler. I appreciate everybody tuning in wherever you are. Hit that subscribe button. Leave your comments on whatever platform you are watching on. And today, as you know, it is May the 4th, a special edition here of the Inbox to celebrate Star Wars. And we're starting off with this. Disney all over the news today for a few different reasons. But one of those, let's get straight to it, is this. There is now a real lightsaber. Kind of. This is what Disney showcased. It is a lightsaber actually coming up from the ground up. There's some amazing replicas out there with the saber forged and all those other kinds, but this actually appears to be somehow levitating out of the hilt and going up and actually looks like an actual lightsaber. And they're showing this because it is soon going to be a part, well, in 2022 at least, of the new Galaxy's Edge immersive hotel called Galactic Starcruiser. So it's an entire hotel with that kind of a theme to it. You stay there for up to a couple of days, and here is how it works. Not only will the lightsabers be there and available, you will also get to be a part of an actual, I guess, role-playing live action event involving Star Wars. You can choose which side you want to be on. You get to be involved with the characters if you want to. There's all kinds of different adventures. There's lots of people dressed up, allegedly, when this thing actually does come out, will be dressed up as characters from Star Wars to where it feels like you were actually on a Galactic Starcruiser. Disney released some pictures a little while ago, kind of showcasing what some of the rooms would look like and some artists' conceptions of what it would look like. And I am telling you right now, I want to stay there. I will stay there. This has to happen. This looks like the nerdiest hotel possibly created of all time, and I am 100% there for it. So that is part of what we got here for May the 4th. Lightsabers and immersive role-playing Galactic Starcruiser, Star Wars hotels. What more do you need? Well, a couple other things. We've got a little bit left. A little bit more of Star Wars as well, because on Disney Plus, as you know, if you're fans of The Mandalorian or any of the other spin-off television series that are forthcoming, this is the next one. It's called The Bad Batch, and it is animated, taking a spin off of the Clone Wars, featuring a bad batch of clones that were actually created with more of a focus on specific differences, like super speed or strength or different things like that. So that's kind of what the Bad Batch is, and they're trying to find their place in this big, wide galaxy. So the Bad Batch itself is going to have 16 episodes at 70 minutes apiece, and it's definitely going to tie into other Star Wars series, not just Clone Wars and Rebels. I would not be surprised if they tied into some of the live-action versions as well, with The Mandalorian or anything along those lines. So it's pretty impressive what they're able to do with Disney and just like expanding this universe. But the Bad Batch looks like it's going to be a lot of fun if you are a fan of the animated side of the series. I was reluctant at first on the animated stuff, but then I got into it, and yes, it's still great as well. So all following under that canon. And this is the first one of many, many different side series and standalone series that are going to be showing up on Disney Plus. But this is the Bad Batch, the first one after The Mandalorian Season 2. It is out there for you to watch. Couple of other updates on some things you should know about. Let's go to Epic versus Apple. Now, you've probably seen this in the news if you're not completely familiar with what's going on, but I wanted to give just kind of a quick understanding, a quick explanation of what's happening, why it's happening, and what some of the ramifications should be. So Apple and Epic Games, they are in court right now battling it out. It just started this week. But why are they in court? Well, it all has to do with what Apple does with their App Store. So any app that is in that store, they have to give 30% of any in-app payments to Apple. So say you're playing a game, you buy an upgrade. Well, 30% of that goes to Apple. So Epic Games decided that they didn't like that policy very much. This was later last year. And since they are the purveyors of Fortnite, the most popular game in the world, they decided to very explicitly and very publicly make it so that you could actually jump out of the app and pay Epic directly and then jump back into the app, all without leaving it. That's against Apple's policies. Apple immediately yanked it. Epic Epic threw up a lawsuit and a very over-the-top video, basically making Apple look like Big Brother 1984 and making fun of their old commercial. Apple countersued, and so here we go. So here is what's going to happen with this, or what could happen with this, rather. Apple is saying the reason they have their ecosystem so safe and secure is part of the reason that they charge 30% of every in-app purchase. They say it has to stay within that system, and they provide all that security, and they provide a place for developers to make money. That's their point. Epic's point is, hey, we're here, we're providing all the content, but you're taking 30% right off the top. We think that that should actually stay with us or should be negotiated to a lower rate. There are billions and billions, no joke, of dollars on the line with this. It's estimated that Fortnite's probably made about $9 billion, I think, in the last couple of years. So there is a ton of money here that could be on the line depending on what goes on. So this court battle, while it's huge just because it's the biggest tech company in the world versus the biggest game in the world, ostensibly, it's going to have ramifications for every other developer out there. It could also drop the price of apps if Epic wins. Maybe that brings that price down because the 30% can be taken off of there and everybody can drop their prices, or maybe that makes it less secure. Or maybe Apple wins, which is a good chance they will, and everything just carries on because they are a $2 trillion company that can battle things out forever. We'll have to see, but it is happening right now, so it's something to follow along with. The audio of the trial, it's not being broadcast, is really hard to listen to sometimes, but nonetheless, it is there for you to follow along with. All right, one final thing here for today for a quick tech update. I thought this was really interesting, and it has to do with farming. I know not something that we talk about a lot on here, but farming and robotics. And this is in particular a new robot that can kill weeds with lasers. You got lasers, you got robots, and weeds dying. I think that's a pretty good combo. So here's how it works. It's from a company called Carbon Robotics. So Carbon Robotics made this monstrosity of a machine, and it can clear up to 15 to 20 acres in a single day. In one day, 15 to 20 acres, zapping up to 100,000 weeds. And speaking of zapping, this is how it does it. It's actually a CO2 laser. So what it does is it scrolls along there. This is autonomous, by the way. There's nobody driving this. It can analyze what it sees below, can tell what a weed is, and then bam, zaps it and kills the weed. This is how it's able to do this so fast. And it's a pretty incredible machine, especially if there's any shortage in farm laboring. I mean, 15 to 20 acres, there's no way a person can do 15 to 20 acres. That could take up to months, actually, for one person to be able to do that. And this machine would be able to do it all by itself autonomously in that short amount of time. It's pretty incredible when you think about what that can do for farming and agriculture. Now, it is hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's sold out also on top of that. But they're hoping to be starting to get some more out, and maybe with more, they can drop the price a little bit by maybe 2022. But that is a pretty impressive machine right there with their autonomous weeder. That is actually what it's called, the autonomous weeder by Carbon Robotics. Pretty cool to check out. All right, and I know that there's a lot of other things going on this week, but I thank you for joining us for this special episode of The Inbox. We really appreciate it. And of course, you can always follow along at 2Box Media. We'll keep you up to date with everything. I know there's some SpaceX and Starship launches possibly happening this week, so we'll keep you up to date on that. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Greg Nibler. I'll talk to you next time.